Just another wet and rainy day in the Philippines. These downpours strike anytime and suddenly stop. And what comes next is super hot and humid weather. And that actually means for sweaty, wet, soaky armpits. Wahahaha.
Hello fish friends, now it's time again to resume work on our Lock Island Scape, and this is where we left off, and now I'm just beginning work on adding the nutrient layer. Our nutrient layer is going to be black loam soil or pure garden soil. I opt not to go with the commercially available soils that have vermicast or other additives in there like peat moss or anything. This is just pure soil, and I have a reason for doing this actually, but I will explain at a later time. Right now I'm just building it up there, and this is how it looks right now. It's looking good actually, and I'm very satisfied with the amount of soil that's in there. And what comes next is actually the gravel. For this part I'm using number 3 gravel, or as they call it, because it's approximately 3 mm in diameter for the most part. And I'm just building it up towards the back, and here I am using my special tool to level everything. Anyway, there, and again, I'm very satisfied. I've done this in the past, and this actually creates a very nice layer that seals the soil from leaching into the water. And this is the filter that I will be using. It's just a corner filter, and I'm always, I always prefer something that's simplistic, and I think the corner filter is already simplistic in itself. I choose not to use complicated filters. That's just me. I'm not saying you cannot do that, but that's just me. And I'm noticing as I was filling up the water that it's actually quite clear for what it is, and which is surprising. I was expecting it to be a cloudy mess, but that's just a pleasant surprise. And I'm filling up the tank. Actually, I do not fill up to the brim. This to a point where I think that I can start planting. These will be the plants that will be in our scape. I choose a lot of crypts, some Corymbosa angustifolia or Medusa, I think, a Mexican sword, and bits and pieces of other plants, odds and ends, just to fill up the space. I really like crypts because crypts, I think, there is so much lesser maintenance. You do not need to constantly be trimming the plant, and once it's established, it just grows and grows. Same goes with the Medusa, the one in the foreground. I really like it. It's a fast growing plant. It came to me as a sort of extra from a purchase, and I didn't really think of it much then. This is the final piece, the Mexican sword. I really like this plant, and if you notice surrounding that area, there isn't much plants because this will be absolutely massive when it is established. So I'm giving it enough space around it. There it is. That is the work until now.
The next day.
And the next day, the water has cleared up significantly, as you can see. I've also added already the CO2, and that is our DIY bamboo diffuser from Chopsticks. On the top layer, however, you can notice that it is very cloudy. I think all the lighter particles from the sun have floated up and have stayed in the surface. The Mexican sword is there. There's a lot of space surrounding it, as I've mentioned, to give it space to grow. And I needed to do something about the muck that's floating in the surface. So there, as you can see, it's really limiting the amount of light that's penetrating towards the bottom, and we really need to do something about this. And as they say, necessity is the mother of all invention. So here we have a DIY surface skimmer that I have made, and it actually works pretty well. I mean, for what it is, it actually works pretty well. and it did a good job at removing the surface muck. Here it is. I have a center crown that floats when power is off, and it sucks it back down when the power is back on. And it actually works quite well. A shout out to Mr. Dennis from Party Fish U. I wanted to get a ready built one, but since he did not have one, so I made this one instead. Anyway, that's it for the updates on as of to date. I will be making another part to show you the more or less the progress of this tank in the next week or so. I do not really know yet, but I really appreciate it that you watch until this point. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would really help me continue making more videos like this. And thank you.